All right. So yeah, it's kind of a tough topic to talk about money, retirement, you know, do you have enough and that kind of stuff. You know, there's some generic sort of discussions that go around. But how about an actual class you can take pretty much from the comfort of your own that might straighten out all this stuff? David Wilhelm is here. He is a professor over at Miramar College with a brand new course that you guys are offering online and then next year in the classroom itself. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming in. So tell us about this and what makes this different from the other business classes that we're all familiar with.
Well, first of all, thank you for inviting me to come speak about it. This is a brand new course for the first time at Miramar College, and the purpose of which is to provide an opportunity for the students who are enrolled to gain practical experience and knowledge about many of the consumer issues that we face. And what is unique about this, unlike other classes, is in the essence it's applied learning. So you learn, for example, in this course how to prepare a budget. It all starts with setting financial goals, and those goals could be short-term, intermediate-term, or long-term. And in this course, we teach students how to identify your goals, set a time horizon, time period to achieve them, and then the tactical part is creating a budget that allows you to track your progress toward the achievement of the goals, and then ultimately, if you fall short of your goal, to be able to identify the root cause, and that is corrective measures to get back on track and achieve success.
And you get all that in one class?
You get all of that in one class, and we teach that both online as well as next spring. Likely we'll have a course or a section on campus as well.
Very good. But online is nice because anybody, including myself, could take this from the comfort of our own home and really learn something that we can apply to our actual lives.
Absolutely, and the online environment is just that. It gives flexibility for the student because they can access the materials when they need it and can participate, and then of course still achieve the same outcomes.
What are some of the things we do wrong? What are we doing wrong out here? Because, you know, so many people I talk to, you know, gosh, I wish I would have saved and I wish I would have 20 years ago. You know, they say the best time to start was 10 years ago. Maybe the next best time is now.
Well, you bring up a couple of very important points. First of all, recognize the macroeconomic environment that we're all living in. Wages, thank goodness, are finally growing, although at an anemic rate. The Bureau of Labor Statistics reports, for example, that nominal wages, not inflation adjusted, are growing annually at about 2.6% nationwide. When you adjust for the less than 1% inflation, that means real wages are growing about 1.5%. So in other words, in order to achieve real success, financial success, we have to begin early, as you said, not just start thinking about it, but putting into practice what we are advocating in this course. The time value of money begins as early as possible. And so that means identifying your goals and then putting a plan into place. And then over time, working towards their achievement, whether that's for retirement, the purchase of a home, a car, or for some college students, saving for those costs for next semester.
Yeah, or paying off student loans.
Or paying off student loans, which brings up another point, managing debt. Part of financial success also involves having a plan and managing debt so that you you avoid the risk of overspending. And of course, the cost of borrowed funds. The national average today, according to creditcards.com, national average today of revolving credit card debt is 15%. The key here is not to avoid credit, because oftentimes it's difficult to do that, particularly buying a home, but rather to manage credit wisely and, where possible, pay cash.
If you have the cash. You know, a lot of people will say, look, I'd like to put money away, I'd like to do this, I'd like to do that, but I simply do not make enough money to pay my bills and actually plan for the future. What do you tell those people? And there's a
Well, let me just give you some brief examples of how to do just that. That's the practical part of achieving success. The first step is, as I'd mentioned, recognize the environment we're in, and that is to understand that everybody has an opportunity at some point to evaluate their own needs. And in doing so, putting a plan into place means starting early to invest. For example, there's tremendous self-help resources out there that can help a beginning investor get started. One of them, and my personal favorite, is a book that is authored by Peter Lynch. He's the former fund manager with Fidelity Investments. And in his book, Mr. Lynch advocates that a beginning investor should begin by investing in stocks or companies who you are already familiar with as a consumer.
Coca-Cola, IBM.
Coca-Cola, IBM, McDonald's, those type of firms, Procter & Gamble, are companies whose products you already buy. In his book, he says, if you already are buying their products, why not invest in their stock? You already have confidence and are familiar in them, with them. So that's one of the ways. That's one of the ways to get started. The other is, again, to recognize that the earlier you can begin, you can start very small. Maybe buy 1 or 2 shares just to become familiar with the nuances and characteristics of stock ownership, whether they pay dividends, etc. As you build confidence over time, you can then buy other company shares and other stocks, and then, of course, begin to build your portfolio and achieve success.
These are all good things. These are all good things.
One thing I'd also like to add to that is the other side of the investing equation, and I think oftentimes it doesn't get as much visibility as it should, and that is to manage the fees, and I'm referring specifically to brokerage fees, the commission fees associated with investing, and they're there. These type of fees, an individual investor beginning who is starting their program can start with an online account through a discount brokerage firm. Many of them have online accounts such as Schwab, Fidelity, TD Ameritrade, where you can sign up, create an online account, and begin to buy and sell individual shares online and avoid the high cost, $75 or $100 per transaction.
Cut out the middleman. Cut
out much of those high fees, which take away and rob your opportunity to invest further in the market and participate.
Stockholders or stockbrokers might have an issue with that, but well, again, they make their living that way.
And one of the things we try to advocate is that you be empowered as a consumer to make the most informed decision based on your needs. And therefore, by virtue of that knowledge and what you gain in our classes, you then become an informed investor, and therefore you are less likely to be persuaded by other tactics or other sales pressures.
Just tend to get a little control over what's going on out there.
Right.
What's the name of the course?
The name of the course, thank you again, at Miramar College, it's called Personal Financial Management. The course prefix is BUSC 120, BUSC 120. We invite viewers to log in at sdmiramar.edu, click on Admissions and Classes from that website. There you will see both the online course catalog and the description of this course, Personal Financial Management.
Very good. David Wilhelm, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
We appreciate it. And school's almost back, right?
School has started. We actually started last Monday. We're now, this week begins the second week. And for those viewers interested in the course, it's not too late to enroll. I will give what's known as an ad code. So if you send me an email, you're invited to enroll online. And the enrollment deadline is this Friday, September the 2nd. And so you're encouraged to enroll.
You can get your own ad code, folks. Right. Your very own ad code. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. My pleasure. Thank you.
Nice to meet you.